Hello students, welcome back. So now we are going to be covering Python operator, the logical operators. So there are three logical operators: and, or, not. And all these three operators, they return a Boolean variable, true or false. So the AND operator, the way it works is like this. If your every single condition is true, then your AND operator is going to return true. Otherwise, it is going to return false. So let's take a look at like this example right here. So I'm actually, this is true and true. Okay, so every single thing over here is true. So it's going to print true right here. Let's look at the second one, true and false. So because of the presence of this one false, it returns false over here. Let's look at this, false and true. Well, because of the presence of this false, it returns false over here. And same thing over here. There's a false, actually there's a two false over here. So it returns false. Now what if you have more than two conditions? So look at this example, true and true and true and true right here. So when you run this thing, it's going to produce true because every single condition over here is true. On the other hand, look at this right here. Because of the presence of this false, you have AND condition in between between these true and false, but because of the presence of this one false, it actually returns false over here. Now let's take a look at some example. Let's say you want to check if the age is between 20 and 30. So let's say my age is 60. So my result equal to age greater than 20. This thing is true, right? And age less than 30. Well, this condition is false because look at my age, 60. 60 is more than 20, which is true, and 60 is less than 30. This is false. So true and false, if I print my result, is going to print false. True and false prints false. Let's take a look at another example. Check if your age and income satisfy some condition. So let's say my age is 25 and my income is 20,000. So in this case, I'm checking if my age is more than 20, okay, age more than 20, and income more than 15,000. Well, this part is true because my age is 25, right? Income, on the other hand, this part is also true because my income is 20,000. 20,000 is more than 15,000. So true and true will actually return true. All right, let's take a look at this example. Check if age is more than 30 and income is less than 15,000. Well, my age is 25, income is 20,000. So result equal to age greater than 30. Okay, what is this condition? Well, 25 is 25 greater than 30? Nope, false. Okay, and the income less than 15,000. Is this true? Well, that's false too. So you have false and false. So false and false will produce false. Now let's take a look at let's take a look at this OR operator. This one, basically what it does is that if a single condition is true, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. That's the difference between OR and AND. So let's execute this print statement. So in this case, you see, this is true and this is true. It prints true right here, okay? In this case, there is one true over here. Because of the presence of this true statement, it returns true. Let's take a look at this one. Because of the presence of this one true, it returns true. This one over here, there is not even a single true statement, so it returns false. How about if you have multiple OR statements? So let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at this one right here. So you have true or true or true or true. If you run this thing, it's gonna print for this one, it's gonna print true because every single statement in there has a true in it. What about this one right here? Well, there is a true over there. Rest of them doesn't matter. As long as it determines one true and rest of them are OR, it's going to return true. How about this over here? Well, there is not even a single true in between. And because of the absence of a single true, it prints false over here. Let's take a look at this example right here. Determine if your age is out of the range. Okay, let's say the range is 30 to 60, and you want to check that your age is it out of the range of 30 to 60. So let's say my age is 5. All right, so check result. Result equal to age less than 30 or age more than 60. This condition right here, it essentially checks that your age is it out of the range of 30 to 60. So in this case, this condition is true. On the other hand, this condition is false. So if I run this thing, it's going to print true because my age is satisfying this condition right here. Let's take a look at this example right here. Check age and name. So let's say age is 5 and the name is Jerry. So in this case, actually, let's start with the first one. Let's get some practice. Okay, so age less than 30 or name equal to Tinku. Well, this condition is true, right? My age is less than 5. On the other hand, this condition is false. So in this case, this is true or false. True and false, if I run this thing, it's going to produce true because true and false is true. Let me comment out this one. Let's go to the next one. All right, in this case, age less than 30 or name equal to Jerry. Well, this part is true. This condition is true. Or how about this one? This condition is true. So both conditions are true. So true or true will produce, if I run this, it's going to give me true. All right. Let's do the last one. This one right here. So age more than 30 or name equal to Tinku. Well, this condition is false because my age is 5 and sorry, or this condition is also false too, by the way. So it's going to be false or false, false or false. So false and false, if I run this, it produces false. Okay, you can combine or with and. Okay, in this case, you can create some very complicated expressions. So for example, let's say you want to extra charge. You want to charge somebody some extra money if they have a high consumption of electricity, more than 500 watt, and either they are living in urban area or AC, or if they are using AC. Let's say this is your condition right here. So here I have to actually combine my or with and. So let's say the customer uses 520 watts of unit of energy. And let's say he's living in the area urban. And let's say he has air conditioner. So has air condition equal to true. This is my true. So this is the condition that actually checks for that. So here I'm checking if units used is more than 500. Well, is 520 more than 500? Yes, that's true. Okay. And so I'll say and then this right here condition it checks. Well, is area equal to urban? Well, my area in this case it is equal to urban. So in this case, this turns out to be true. Or so this is your or right here. Has air conditioner? Well, let's see. Does he have air conditioner? Yes, he does. It says true right there. So this is true. So now look at this thing. This is true and true or true. Well, true or true will produce true. So in this case, true and this whole thing is true. True and true. If I run this thing, it's going to produce true right here. Okay, uh, let's check if both subjects, science plus math scores are more than 40 or total score exceeds 95. So let's say you have to check for this condition right here. Well, so the way you do, let's say somebody's scores, his math score is 21, and let's say science score is 65. So result equal to, so first you check if both subjects, okay, both are subjects scores are more than 40. So math score more than 40 and science score more than 40. So is this true? Yes, that is not true. It is false. What about science score more than 40? Well, look at your science score, 65. That is true. Or math score plus science score is more than 95. Remember, this condition right here is saying total score exceeds 95. So total score is math score plus science score. So is this condition true? Well, that's false because 21 plus 65, it is not exceeding 95. Okay, so this is my false, and true. So false and true will give you false. So this whole thing is false or false. Well, this whole thing is false, right? This expression is false and also this expression is false. False or false will produce false. So return value is false right here. Let's take a look at another example right here. So this in this case, my math score is 33 and my science score is 65. Okay, so same expression, same condition. My math score is more than 40. Is this true? Well, this part is false. It is not more than 40. How about science score more than 40? Well, science score more than 40. Yes, it is. So this part is true. Okay, how about math score plus science score more than 95? Well, 33 plus 65, and the answer comes out to be 98, which is true. So this part is true. True. Okay, so then you have false and true. So false and true produces false. So this whole thing is false right here. Or true. Well, this part is true. So it doesn't matter this part anymore because of this or condition over here. So false or true is going to return true. And there you go. It returns true right here. Then there is an operator called not operator. Basically, what it does, whatever this condition is, whatever your Boolean condition is, it's going to negate that. So let's say I print true. Okay, if I print true, it's going to print true right here. But if I print not true, what it's going to do, whatever this condition is right here, Boolean condition, is going to print the opposite of that. The opposite of true is false. What about if I say not false? Well, opposite of false is true. So it prints out true. Let's take a look at a simple example. Let's say you want to check if a user is admin. So my user, let's say, equal to admin, and this is my condition: you is admin equal to user double equal to admin. So this actually returns right here, it returns a true or false value depending on whether this condition is satisfied. But in this particular case, this condition is not satisfied, so in this case my is admin is false. So is admin is false. If not is admin, so what I'm doing, I'm basically using this. I'm saying that, hey, if this is not an admin, then print this message: cannot enter, only admin allowed. Otherwise, print this message: welcome admin. So when I run this, it says cannot enter, only admin allowed. That's because my user, okay, my user right here is capital ADMIN. Well, if I change this to capital A now, okay, capital A. So now user is is it equal to admin? Yes, it is. So this returns true now. So my is admin becomes true. This becomes true. So not of true becomes false. In other words, this condition will not longer gonna get executed. Only this part will get executed. If I run this, and it prints welcome admin. Thank you.